So for this session, we have like generally four outcomes. So first, we'll shift how we think about WhatsApp. Uh, Generally, we might think it from a broadcast channel to a customer journey. And second, we'll learn the basic language. That's the WABA, sender number, templates, conversation windows, callbacks, and messaging limits. Third, we will discuss how to design better WhatsApp experiences so customers do not feel spammed. And finally, we will look at how to measure WhatsApp conversations as CX data, not just message delivery data. Many organizations approach WhatsApp the same way we approach SMS or maybe email. You upload a list, push a message, and you measure the reach. So generally, this is an older habit, and the better habit is the journey first. So start with the real customer moment. Ask what the customer is trying to do, what they need from the business, and what response we need to capture. So a good WhatsApp experience should either help the customer complete something or help the business learn something actionable. WhatsApp is powerful, generally because it sits at the intersection of immediacy, personalization, interaction, and measurements. So it can be immediate because messages arrive in a channel where people check often. So on a day-to-day basis, if everyone is on their mobile devices and receiving messages in real time. So it can be personal because we can use customers and transaction context to send out. This is on the messages we're sending out. It can be interactive through buttons, lists, and flows. And it can be measurable because the callbacks we receive, this is the responses from the clients, tell us what happened after the message was sent. That is what makes it useful for the customer experience. So we just don't get the response from the clients. Also, we get also feedback that is really helpful. Like the customer was able to view the message, open the message, or the customer did not really interact with the message itself. They just left it without even actually opening it on read. It can support many points in the customer journey. So at discovery, it can be an entry point from maybe the QR codes that maybe the Ajua clients are familiar with, websites, the web forms and all that. So during onboarding, it can guide customers and confirm consent. So during transactions, it can provide reminders, confirmations, and updates. During support, it can move customers towards resolution. After an interaction, it can capture feedback, and later it can support retention. So the most important thing is to start with one or two high-value moments, not just everything at once. So different teams can use WhatsApp. So customer experience can use it for post-service feedbacks, maybe complaints, follow-ups, and service recovery. So these brand and communication teams can use it for important announcements, event reminders, and stakeholder communication. Marketing teams can use it for opted-in offers, reactivation journeys, and the rest. Operations and product teams can use it for alerts and processing updates. So the same channel can serve all these needs, but the strategy, consent, template category, and measurement should be clear for each one. So there are two words people often confuse. So this is a WhatsApp business app, and there is the WhatsApp business platform API. The WhatsApp business app is good for small teams. So this is generally what we have on the WhatsApp, maybe on the mobile device itself, where you have a business account or business, a business account where you send messages via the business account itself. This is on the mobile devices specifically. So that's good for small teams that manually chat with customers. It works for simple labels, direct conversations, and just the basic stuff. Now, the WhatsApp business platform, now this is the API itself, is for scale business messaging. So it's for a larger, now when you want to send out a larger you want to send out a larger bulk of SMSs. So it allows integrations, automations, templates, callbacks, or webhooks. These are responses that you get from customers, reportings, and maybe structured customer journeys through the templates and all that. So for a business that wants to connect WhatsApp maybe to the CRM, maybe to surveys, to dashboards, or maybe any other platform they might want to connect. So the platform, this is the WhatsApp business platform, the API is usually the right model for this. In simple terms, the Meta Business Portfolio is the company container. Inside it, the business can have a WhatsApp business account, what we call the WABA. The WABA holds the sender phone number, templates. These are the messages that are sent out initially as opt-in messages. Quality signals, how the message templates or how the messages are performing, and the settings. These are just settings on various settings on the templates themselves. The phone number is what customers see and message. Templates allow the business to start or restart conversations. Webhooks and callbacks bring replies and delivery events back into the system like Ajua or any specific CRM that you might have. Generally, this is the full loop. So what is WABA? This is a WhatsApp business account. So you can think of it like an operating container for WhatsApp business platform activity. So everything operates on this container. So it holds the phone numbers, templates, as I mentioned, ratings, limits, and permissions. So maybe for those who have interacted with maybe WhatsApp business or the WABA itself, so a common misunderstanding maybe that is there is that a business name alone is enough to send messages. So which basically is not. So the business name in this case is just a display identity, but the message being sent still needs to be sent via a registered WhatsApp sender number connected to the WABA. So in this case, you must have a number registered on the WABA itself for you to be able to send messages. So recently, WhatsApp has introduced something we call display name. So it's instead of just if you don't have a number currently you want to use, you can use just a display name. That's a business name to send out these SMSs, but you need extra verifications on that and all those details. The additional details for that, but the number is the most preferred as this doesn't require any additional setup. So maybe talking about setup. So in this case, the client owns the Meta business asset. So you will be the owners of the business account. This is the WABA itself. So the Ajua does not own the Meta portfolio for the client. So Ajua's role is just to support the embedded sign-up content connection link. So we share the embedded sign-up link. The client logs into Meta, selects or creates the business portfolio and WABA, connects or verifies the phone number, and grants the required permissions. After that, Ajua registers the callbacks, so delivery events, failed messages, replies, survey response can come back into the platform. So ownership is the client. Ajua just comes in as a partner just to be able to send messages on behalf. Before sending any messages, the business must be comfortable that it has the customer's mobile number and permission to communicate. So in this case, a good opt-in is not just a checkbox you might put somewhere. It should answer like 4 questions for the customer. Who is messaging me? What will I receive? Why is it useful? And how can I stop receiving it? So this is also something that Meta also themselves do specify. And this might also be one of the reasons why templates are rejected. So clear opt-in protects the customer experience, protects the brand, and improves quality signals on WhatsApp. Remember, your template quality also matters a lot. When the quality drops, the template is disabled. When a customer messages the business, a 24-hour window opens. So during that window, the business can respond with free-form messages. So in the survey terms, these are just follow-up messages to maybe the survey itself. That means you can either normal text, media, responses, all that. So once the 24-hour passes without any customer messages, the window closes. To message the customer again, the business generally needs to use an approved template. So in this case, once you create a template on the WhatsApp manager account, you initiate the conversation. So once you initiate the conversation and the customer receives the message, once they respond, that's when the 24-hour window starts. So you will initiate the conversation, but once they respond to it, that's when the 24-hour window will start. And after that elapses, you need to send out a new template for you to be able to communicate with the client. The easier way to understand WhatsApp messaging is to remember two message types that are free-form messages and normal messages sent inside the active customer window. So they do not require, for the free-form, they do not require template approval. So templates themselves are pre-approved and are reusable, since once you create a template, you can reuse it as many times as possible, as long as the quality and it's still active. The templates are used when a business initiates a conversation or messaging outside the 24-hour window. So we have 3 main categories for templates. So majorly we use utility and marketing. So utility templates are service or transactional messages tied to an existing customer action. So account, order, booking, or interaction. Then you have marketing templates. These are promotional, awareness, re-engagement, campaign, or broad outreach messages. And then we have the last of the authentication templates for security and maybe OTPs and login codes. So the category matters a lot because it affects approval, customer expectations, and also pricing. Each and every is priced different by meta. I will focus on utility and marketing. So maybe how to decide between the two. There's the samples that I've shared on how a utility on your screen, how a utility message might look like, how a marketing message might look like. If the message is tied to a specific recent service interaction, such as a customer visit or a completed support case, a feedback request, that may be utility. If the message is broad, maybe promotional, price-driven, or mixed with an offer, it's likely marketing. If the utility content and marketing content are mixed in one template, it's typically treated as a marketing altogether. So make sure it's separated as much as possible. So make service messages clean and focused. So a strong template and a template that will be approved by Meta has a name, has a language, and a category. So it has a body, which is the main message. It can include placeholders, and in this case, that's where we include the customer name, maybe the order number as a variable, the branch as a variable, or the service date. It can include an optional header. It can include a footer, media, and buttons. So the best templates are just specific, short, and easy to act on. So generally, a good rule of thumb, templates should not make the customers wonder why they receive it. It should communicate clearly what is there and just be able to have clear CTAs so that they can be able to interact with it as quickly as possible. So in this case, templates can also include images, can also include documents, can also include these images, documents, I don't remember the last thing, but it can include various attachments to it. So the approval process starts with you draft a clear copy, then you would choose the right category. So that's basically marketing or utility, and realistic sample values for variables, and then submit the template for review. Meta can approve or reject it. If rejected, you can edit it, you correct it, resubmit, or appeal, or create a cleaner version. Approval is not the end, actually. So once a template is live, its quality can still be affected by customer blogs, reports, and poor engagement. So we must monitor quality continuously. Basically, customers are receiving these messages from an unknown number. It's not a verified business. It ends up customers either blocking that number, reporting the number, or really just opting out. And this negatively affects the quality of that template. And with the time, the template is disabled by Meta. So you first choose the right audience and confirm consent. Second, personalize the placeholders using customer transaction data. These are the variables that you have on the template itself. That you send the approved template through the platform or the API. So in this case, the Ajua platform is already integrated to Meta. So you'll just send it from the Ajua platform. Fourth, track the deliverability reads, because it will also tell you if the customer reads that specific message. Failures, if the customer is not on WhatsApp. Clicks, if the customer actually opened the message, and replies, if the customer actually interacted with the message. So that's the customer response. So the sixth, route the outcome into a dashboard. So any dashboard that you might have, we push that data as a webhook or maybe as an API call, depending on the CRM or the dashboard we are integrating to. So that's how a message becomes a customer experience process generally. So the more work you ask a customer to do, the lower the response rate usually becomes. So that's why the template you should be able to interact with it. The customer should be able to interact with it as much as possible. So in this case, buttons are great for quick choices such as yes, no, or opt-outs. So in this case, we prefer buttons, which really assist the interactiveness with the clients. Lists are also useful when the customer needs to choose maybe from several options. They are presented with a list. Flows we have also WhatsApp flows. When the WhatsApp experience needs more structure, such as booking, forms, onboarding, or detailed feedback. So generally, the goal is just to reduce the friction and maybe make the experience of the customer as simple as possible. So we have the Ajua loop from conversation to insight. So this is where maybe the Ajua value becomes clear. So our WhatsApp survey is not just a message, it's a loop. So a customer receives a prompt, taps a button or replies. Our webhook sends the event back, that's the response. Ajua maps the response to the correct customer, a survey, question, and touch point. And the business can then report or act. So if the response is negative, it can trigger recovery. So these are usually maybe other messages that are sent out just to get much more details on the negative feedback that has been received. So if the response is positive, it can feed insights, advocacy, or retention. The WhatsApp pricing, first of all, depends on the category, like marketing, utility, or authentication. So we usually priced differently. So there's the rate card that WhatsApp provides per market, and maybe the Kenyan market. So you can find it. It's an online rate card that you can find easily. It will give you the prices for both marketing and utility messages. So also the recipient country matters because the rates are based on the customer's WhatsApp phone number country code. And then that timing matters, yeah. Delivered template messages are charged according to the current model, but non-templates within the 24-hour service window are free. And utility templates inside an open customer service window are also free under the current model. So invoices may also include provider fees, platform fees, number fees, support fees, and some taxes. So generally, once in the 24-hour window, you'll only be charged for the template itself. Any follow-up messages are all free. Once the 24-hour window elapses, now you charge again for any other template that is sent for each. So you're charged for each and every template. So this might also be a reason why you might consider WhatsApp in regards to other SMS, to SMSs and maybe emails. So bad signals basically to understand include like blocks, reports, opt-outs, high failure rates, and low engagements. Also, sending out messages, let's say multiple, sending out an audience that majority of the clients are not on WhatsApp. Also, also is an issue because that will contribute to the high failure rates. So good signals come from messages that are expected. Basically, the customers expect such a message that are useful, personalized with the name and maybe content of that specific. The message has some content that is relatable to them and not excessive. They don't seem to be too much to them. Just simple, brief, and direct to the point. So when quality drops, do not push harder. So the best response here is to pause, review the opt-in, that is the template itself, improve it, rewrite the message, and make sure the customer experience is actually useful. And then now you can proceed sending out the messages. So for brand and communication teams, there's six principles. So be expected. Do not surprise customers with irrelevant messages. Be specific, connect the message to a real event or need. Be conscious, say what matters quickly. Give one clear call to action. So, yeah, respect frequency, relevance beats volume, and also close the loop. If the customer replies with a problem, the business must act. So WhatsApp is intimate, I might say. So tone and timing really do matter. So this is how maybe you can measure the whole experience. So basically, you'll find that majority of the people just stop at send and delivered. Generally, that's not enough. So a good WhatsApp customer experience program measures reach, attention, participation, experience, resolution, and the business impact itself. So the reach itself tells us. So the reach itself tells us if the message arrived. Attention tells us if the customer read and tapped. Participation tells us if they responded. Experience tells us what they felt. Resolution tells us whether issues were resolved. Business impact tells us whether the journey improved retention, reduced complaints, or lowered costs to serve. So a simple 30-day pilot, just a just a simple plan will be in maybe 1 week, you can pick a customer journey out of the journeys that maybe you've gone through there. Define the success metric and confirm opt-ins and data readiness. So in week 2, draft and submit templates and configure callbacks. So templates, these are just done on the WABA manager itself. In week 3, launch to a small segment. This is a small maybe batch you want to send out to, and monitor how the quality and the responses and the reporting. So in week 4, review whatever you received, review the insights, improve the message if need be or the flow, and decide whether to scale, maybe increase the audience. So the goal is to just prove one useful loop end to end, just to make sure that the message itself is receiving the correct insights and the quality is actually better or is good. So an example pilot example. So the trigger is a complete service interaction in the CRM or core system. Then we have a utility feedback template is sent on WhatsApp. The customer taps a rating or replies. Ajua receives the call back and maps the responses to the correct customer and touch point. If the score is low, a recovery task is created just to get follow-up or just more details. If the score is high, the business learns what is working. This is a strong fast use case because it's specific and somehow measurable in a way. So before we launch, there's some there's the readiness that is involved. So there's 3 types of this. So there's the client readiness, means the meta business access itself, WABA, sender number, and billing. or maybe the commercial model is clear. Then there's the messaging readiness, means the opt-in templates, category, and the frequency have been agreed. And then there's the Ajua readiness, so means the embedded sign-up link has been shared. So this generally the embedded sign-up link is just a link we share with the clients just to give us permission just give us permission to send messages on your behalf. So generally it just adds us as a partner on your WABA account. And also one of the other things to register callbacks to make sure that the callbacks on that specific WABA number are sent back to Ajua and registered accordingly. And then the survey mapping, which is done on the survey Ajua engine, and the reports themselves. So when all these three things are aligned, the launch will be at least a bit smoother. So the final takeaway is this. So majorly, WhatsApp experience feels less like messages and more like a service. So customers should feel that the message arrived at the right time for the right reason, and with a clear next step. This is also the CTAs and the buttons and all that. So the main point maybe I'd like to leave with is this. WhatsApp is not just a messaging tool. It's more of a customer experience channel. So used poorly, it becomes another broadcast channel where customers feel interrupted, like how you receive the promotional SMSs and all that, and you have to block them. But used well, it becomes a trusted space for updates, support, feedback, personalized engagement. And for CX teams, WhatsApp can help you listen closer to the customer. For brand teams, it can help you communicate in a more direct way. For product and business teams, it can help turn customer responses into maybe insights and action. But the channel has to be used with a lot of care, and maybe I can call it maybe discipline. That means getting customer opt-ins. That's crucial. Just making sure that they have agreed to, they get the option to either agree or not agree to participate in that specific survey. Choose the right message category, respect the 24-hour window, avoid over messaging, and design conversations that are very useful. So starting points, maybe one of the best starting points to ask yourself, maybe how many messages can we send? Rather than just asking yourself that, you can also ask which customer moments deserve maybe a conversation. So if you can identify these moments after maybe a purchase, after a support interaction, after a delivery, after a transaction, after a service visit, or when a customer needs help, then the WhatsApp itself can become a very powerful part of your CX strategy.